to the Woodstock supervisor directly about it, but I think that was when Jeff Moran was there. Nothing ever happened.
Well, that's almost, I mean, to me, that's like a no-brainer for them. They should just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to give them a water plant.
Well, the city doesn't belong either. The water department belongs. What happens when your sewer plant goes in? I've talked to people down there about either piggybacking on us or...
Good point.
Seems to be more prevalent in the water sector because DOH makes us do emergency plans and vulnerability assessments on a recurring basis. And DEC doesn't make the sewer folks, the wastewater folks do that. So it's really not on their horizon.
And just find me when they discharge into the public water. There you go.
You got it. So, yeah, it would be good for everybody.
Very true. Sounds good.
And I have all kinds of information if anybody, we have a website.
We're done with correspondence now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Brad had a question.
You want to do your superintendent's report first?
Well, there's one other agenda. Our lime room roof at our treatment plant is leaking. Deb, how bad is it leaking?
Every snow.
What?
Every time it snows, it leaks.
Okay. Every time it rains, too. We've gotten 3 proposals for a new roof.
Oh,
You could fix that roof.
No, we need a whole new one. It's a flat roof.
Oh.
Anyway, the first proposal is for a little over $11,000. That's from, here, it's $11,900, almost $12,000 from Jack Klom. The second bid is $13,000 from Superior Roofing. The difference in those two is that Klom is proposing a .045 reinforced EDPM rubber, and Superior is proposing something a bit thicker, .6. And the last bid we got was from J&A, and that was for $17,400.
what was his specs on his?
Same specs.
The thicker material?
No, the smaller material, the .45. .45. And Superior is going with a .06. I would ask that, I don't know if we want to go with the low bid, if we want to go with Superior because of the thicker material. The difference is about $1,400. I have a better feeling from the proposal and the guarantee that Superior has provided, but $1,400 is $1,400, and I'd be happy to talk to Jack about it and see if he's interested. I understand Jack has some medical issues, so he may not be able to do this, but I have to ask first.
I'd like to move the Superior one with the higher quality roofing material.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Who is Jack?
Jack Klom,
Oh, okay.
he's a perfectly wonderful, he's done our roofs before. I just understand he's not well.
I'm applying the 35-year rule.
Yeah.
Got a 35-year warranty?
I don't know, but
20.
we don't want to do it again.
20.
I'm looking at 35 days.
20.
Yeah, quick question. What's the size of the roof?
About 1,200 square feet?
I didn't see it.
1,200 square feet.
Okay.
It's a flat roof. It's been repaired on several occasions. It was constructed in the 1964 time frame. I believe this is the first time it's going to be taken down right to the metal. We're going to remove the existing down to the perimeter metal, to the concrete deck, put new pressure treated wood blocking along the perimeter anchoring, insulation, the membrane, drop tubes. I mean, it's pretty extensive redo on the roof.
Sounds like a good price.
And they all know it's prevailing wage.
Just what?
Prevailing wage.
Oh.
So you could have, if you had this done on your house, it would be almost half the price. Or less. or in your own business. The world we live
It's the rules of the,
in. The world we live in.
So is there a motion then?
I'll make the
Do we
motion.
have a motion? Yes, motion by Abel, second by
I'll second.
Dennis.
Okay.
We get
That's all I got.
Superior.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Brad, any
Right.
questions?
Brett,
Yeah.
have a question?
Oh, I thought we had.
No?
No, that's waiting.
He's waiting to ask this question, okay.
Well, this question kind of, from what I gather, had to do with the superintendent's report anyway, or it does with the budget and stuff.
Oh, but
No.
let's hear the, do this report first.
Okay.
Everybody get a
I
copy?
learned about a copy, I don't know if I have any questions with it. Pretty good month with rain now in June, you know.
9.67. The 1.2 feet from full.
Did we ever check out underneath the way?
Water.
Not yet. He hasn't come back yet.
Oh, okay.
We're scheduling it. We have fixed 3 out of the 7 leaks, 3 bigger ones. And we're down, we recovered, I think, about 200,000 gallons. Deb, would you agree with that assessment, 200,000?
The numbers aren't consistent for me to say yes or no.
I'm looking at, months where we didn't, and the averages, and this is the
May I ask a question? This has to do with the volume of water production from the second quarter of 2014 to the second quarter of 2015. I'm just going quarter to quarter, a
Yep.
quick look at it. It's 172,000 gallons difference in the 2014 second quarter, and it's
Yeah.
203,000 gallons in the second quarter of 2015.
Right. And now we're back down. That's,
We're back down where, you know that because you know something I don't know.
my
203,000.
prediction is when we look at the third quarter of 2015, we will be consistent with 2014.
Oh, okay.
That's
It's
right.
just, I'm just sitting here saying, well, see, that's,
When I compiled up the second quarter 2015 numbers,
yeah,
the first 2 months in that quarter were high, and the third month, June, was down back in the normal range. That's when I'm basing my assessment that we probably recovered $250,000 down to that.
okay.
You're looking at the difference between 372 and 403.
Yeah, just look at the numbers. The 25 million gallons is the number. I'm used to looking at gallons,
Brad, your question had to do,
31 million.
Whatever it was.
had to do with the budget number in the laboratory being 98% expended.
Oh, yeah.
That had to do with the purchase of a new skillet, a new autoclave. $9,000 autoclave that was just an emergency.
Sterilizer?
Yeah. Last one lasted about 30 years.
This one's gonna last another 30.
It's the exact same unit, it should. We're hoping.
35.
We're hoping.
35 years.
35-year-old.
Oh, yeah, easy.
We're hoping.
Now,
We'll be here for that, check it out.
Just in talking about the production of the treatment plant, was that a pretty consistent number each month for the 147 million gallons, the Benny Water 136, and for the flow of the city 128 for the month? Is that a pattern that,
It's a little high.
is there some big variance
This right here?
that, yeah,
Isn't
It's a little high,
Yeah.
higher than, if you go back and you look at
Last
June is down a little bit from what it was in, I compared it to April, the last time we had a 30-day month. And April was a bit higher than that.
that's why I got that.
And the total water treated, it's really the total flow to Vinnie Water and the total flow to the city that you want to look at.
yeah,
That total water treated really takes in backwash.
uh-huh,
So that'll vary seasonally
Yeah.
with the raw water turbidity, the pH, and some other factors. March is a horrible time for us in terms of water quality. Backwash is probably down to 6-hour cycles.
6 hour filter room.
Right, 6 hour runs. What are we up to now, 8, 10, 12
We only got
in
4
some
points.
cases?
Oh, it's over here,
Filters
Sioux
online?
City,
Filter runs.
Yeah, okay.
so we're,
I'm just trying to
6
work.
hours.
Okay, still, okay. That'll
So
include,
and the backwash, what happens with the backwash?
where does it end up?
Yes.
It goes into our lagoons, settles out, and then flows into the Sauk.
Right, okay. All right.
So when we get those new filters, we should have 24-hour backwash runs, filter runs, as opposed to 6 hours.
Mhm.
So that's why that number gets to be huge.
Sorry, I have to follow up on that autoclave. So when you go past the 98%, do you take money out of general fund or do you transfer to another?
We don't have a budget like you have in the city. We're not even required to have a budget. We operate kind of like, I assume you operate your household. 98%, you know, we still have to, I can't stop doing chemical analysis because they're mandated to do those testing. So we just find other ways we have, because we have only a certain amount of money. But we're not compelled like you are, once your line is expended, you gotta do a transfer. We don't have that requirement, because ours isn't a legally adopted instrument like yours is.
Okay.
well, I'll move to accept
Anything
the
else?
superintendent's report. Somebody else has any other questions?
Motion made second, that we accept the superintendent report. All in favor? Aye.
On the expenditure of autoclave, is there a chance to get that refunded from somewhere else after the fact?
I don't know.
Put that in on the,
I don't know if you can.
Grant application.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll look into it. I don't know.
Well, it's not really a water infrastructure.
Not really.
Not
That's
really water
I would
infrastructure.
certainly indicate to me that's an emergency. You know, replacement for me.
We had, I had a call into Ulster, one that the person out there that teaches biology, bring your stuff out, use our autoclave, you know, we were able to do that. And for the, at one point, we had to go down and use Tony Falco's lab, we had to send all our samples down there.
In case of emergency, could we make an overture to the DEP to do
Probably
it?
could, probably could.
It's right closer.
Oh, and Steve is pretty agreeable, we could, and we are members of Iowa.
That's right.
I'm sure they would. But the woman at the college was wonderful, she said, hey. So they were very good at that.
Okay.
Part of the problem is you have to autoclave the filter funnels. You know? The filter funnels have to be autoclaved just before you do it. Before you
They're
do
not made
it.
out of plastic anymore.
They are, but you still have to autoclave. So we really needed somebody to do our samples for a couple of days. So it worked out okay.
Okay. Superintendent report is second file. And now we can go into executive session. And
I have some
wait till
questions.
we go.
Hold on. Before we go into executive session.
Yeah. Just wondering about the 160 Sophus Avenue, which was on the agenda last month, but didn't appear this month. So just had a few questions about it. First being,
There's nothing to report.
So when there's nothing to report, you just take it off the agenda?
Right.
Typically.
I'm waiting for the first thing.
The water use projections?
Now, I'm also waiting for a formal request for water. And when we get that, then the board will, there was nothing to discuss.
So there's no real timetable to this in terms of,
No. The time,
Bill Clunin is doing some research and,
right, but, and frankly, if they never file an application, a formal request, and I can't speak for Bill, and he certainly isn't here, but I wouldn't waste my time doing the research until I had something to research. There's just got too much to do. If there's any urgency, it's on their part, not on ours. I made it very clear, I needed all this information back before the board could reach any decision, and it had to be, before a board meeting.
so there was no request.
Nothing. Haven't heard from them. And I haven't called them up. Say, where is it?
Why should we be in a hurry to give away free water?
That's right.
Right.
That's
All right, that's all I want
That's
to know.
That's it.
Thank you.
Now vote to go into executive session.
Now we can move and go into executive session.
While we're all doing it, excuse myself.